All right. What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. We are back at it, and we are hot today. The block is hot. We have some stocks that are moving, and everybody who's been with us for a little while knows that these are the days I love. These are the days that I live for. When we have the market on a down day, check this out, S&P 500 right here. This is the Interactive Brokers account, the live portfolio we look at every day. But S&P down 0.5%. And we are cooking nice and healthfully. If we were, you know, flipped a little bit more green on the market, we would really be cooking. But check it out. I've got to give some shout-outs today. Let me get my soundboard going. There it is. All right, so we got to do some stock shout-outs today. Ford moving today. We're super long Ford. We've got the leaps on Ford, the $12 strikes. We also own the stock. Ford moving up today after the company won Car of the Year, Truck of the Year. So they won Car of the Year for that new electric Mach-E. They won Truck of the Year for the F-150. Again, a lot of the reason why we liked Ford is because of all the EV volume, right? They're making the big push for EV this year. We see all these EV stocks flying. You got your Teslas, you've got your NIOs. Ford has not made the move yet, so Ford is my stock of the year for 2021, and we're getting a nice little push today. Another one on the radar, guys. In the chat, throw me the one if you bought this one. Throw me the two if you haven't. But Voyager Digital, we had the CEO on this show. It is now officially a 10-bagger. That's right. Average price is 66 cents. Stock is up to $6.75. This is our crypto trading platform. And then the very last one that I'll give a shout-out to today, we've got Bank of America continuing to push higher. We've got the leaps on Bank of America. Basically, we see rising interest rates. That's why we got into this name. Options are looking good. If we flip it over, look at the downside, you'll notice that we closed our Twitter position. We closed that one right around the open today, so we did okay there. We bought Twitter right after it opened and got hammered with the Trump banning. And then the Palantir and Alibaba, where we sold we were short puts, synthetically long these names. They're both cooking a little bit higher today, so that doesn't hurt as well. But all right, guys, without further ado, let me get us started with our agenda for today. We're going to talk about some cryptocurrency. We got to talk about Bitcoin. We're going to do it. So we're going to do that. I'm going to be adding a position to the portfolio. And then we've got 3 guests coming on today. That's right, 3 guests. First up, we have one of our ZingerNation members, Jesse Elite, out of the chat. Is going to be coming onto the stream live to do his quick stock pitch. Again, guys, I'm going to remind you that every single day we want to get somebody from the chat live on the show to pitch a stock. Like this is your platform. It's all you. You have 3 minutes. Say whatever you want. Say whatever name you want. Give us the reason why you want the stock. This show is about trade ideas. That's why we're spending the time together. So we're opening it up to ZingerNation every day. Somebody can come on and do a stock pitch. I'm going to go ahead and drop that email address in the chat. So if you want to join us, you want to pitch your stock, the email address is going into the chat for that one shortly. Next up, we're bringing on Ripster out of Twitter. Yep, that's right. We're going to be talking some hot stocks with Ripster. And then last but not least, we're going to be bringing Chris Randone on. And stay tuned for the end, guys, because we are going to be doing our ZingerNation chat challenge. That's where everybody out there is going head-to-head and trying to answer a question, right? This week, I'll preview the question now, and I'm going to throw it out to the chat. The question this week is going to be, Bitcoin is at 35,000 right now. It obviously got hammered. It's seen a little bit of a bounce back. Is Bitcoin at this time on Friday going to be higher or lower in price? That's the question. All right, in the chat, give me a 1 if you think that Bitcoin is going to be higher by the end of the week. Give me a 2 if you think that it's going to be lower. But we're going to get everybody's name into the forum. Whoever gets right, or whichever side wins, we're going to randomly pick a name, and we're going to throw you some BTC. So you're either going to be adding to your Bitcoin position, or you're going to be just getting it started. And again, throw in the chat right now. Let's get an early sampling before we do our chat challenge. 1 if it's higher, 2 if it's lower, and holy shit, those ones are flying. You guys are ringing the cash register on Bitcoin. I hope you're in it. I'm not really in it, but I do have my nice Bitcoin stock here. Again, this is a nice little 10-bagger. The way that I play all these momentum stocks that are just running for me is I let them ride. When the momentum cracks, I'll dump them, and holy crap, that's a lot of ones. We got some 2s in there, but you guys really like Bitcoin. But all right, and I believe my lovely co-host Jason is here as well. Jason, what's up? We are having a hot stock day. How are you doing?
Can you hear me?
I hear you loud and clear. Let's go.
Okay. So a couple quick things. Yesterday we did Are You Smarter Than a Third Grader? And that did well. So we may do that again. Producer Rohan was asking the questions. But we have some freaking exciting guests, and we want to get them on right away. Some of the stocks that we've been trading are moving like crazy right now. I'm happy with buying some insurance and going long on these individual equities. I'm really trying to move my account. By the end of this month of February, I'm trying to move my account a lot, and I'm going to have some, I think, home runs and some failures, and I'm okay with that. And I'm just making trades. From August or September to November, that was crazy returns, and I'm just going much larger on positions right now, much larger. I told a story of how I bought.
Yeah. Okay, sorry, keep going.
I told a story yesterday about how I bought literally the biggest position I ever bought in my entire life, Penn National, yesterday. I bought it on Friday, but I bought it by accident. I literally thought I was buying, let's just use numbers like this. Say I bought $50,000 worth. I thought I bought $10,000 worth. I hit another zero on the number of shares. So instead of 450 or whatever. And honestly, when I saw it on Monday, I was like, what? How am I up this much on it? And then I'm like, you know what? If I did buy such a thing, as long as the company didn't blow out and fail, I mean, the probabilities, I always talk about how I trade by probabilities. I trade by like how blackjack, you have rules. I trade by that. So the likelihood of it to, drop 20% versus it going up. And so I'm taking bigger positions this year, bigger positions that will make me feel a little bit uncomfortable, but ones that I'm going to do and not say, hey, I should have had this many shares. When I bought Upwork and I went large, I should have went quadruple the size. That's how I'm feeling right now. Okay, and that's to the short side and long side, Luke. Not both. Not and on my shorts, I buy puts.
What I love about today is that our individual names are flying. And when we bought those SPY puts a couple days ago, the market's down, so we're making money on both sides. Doesn't always happen.
Yeah, I got it. No, I mean that could be a one-day aberration. You're gonna have a stimulus thing, so people are gonna spend money. I mean, I still think, I don't know if anyone's buying the Win Casinos or any casino stocks. I think Vegas is gonna take off. I think Vegas is gonna take off. I also think, I was in Miami for a while. I also think Miami is gonna continue to take off. So I try to buy the vendors to that. So those are some of the big plays that I've been making. The ones that I'm up a lot on today is ENG, up $2.02. I'm up 52%. Holy cow. I did not know ENG was up 52% today. Very glad I didn't sell it today because I was trying to see what I should trim yesterday. So I did do a little trimming yesterday, but ENG, 52%. Too bad that wasn't after I said I'm going to buy a lot bigger positions. So that was a medium-sized position. But and then Voyager Digital, another one that I was like, maybe I should trim some, but I didn't. It's up 16%. I mean, this is crazy. Upwork,
Voyager is officially a 10-bagger. I said that one in the intro. Let's go. And what I love about that, again, is that we brought the CEO on the show. We both bought it on the show, and now it's a 10-bagger.
And Luke, you owned Voyager for a while, and you were down a lot of money on Voyager a long time ago, and I used to feel bad. And now you're up a lot, so I'm happy. And then Upwork, I wanna congratulate the show because the people in the show, they bought Upwork on the dip at 33. I added in my call option position. Penn National up again today to 103, so that's a good one. Terracent, TRSSF, up again to 75 cents. GBTC, that's just a Bitcoin thing, so you guys know that. I trimmed some of my
chat challenges this week. I leaked it. We're going to come back to it at the end of the show. But whoever calls the Bitcoin price most closely, we're gonna at the end of the week we're gonna throw some Bitcoin too.
And then I bought options in AAXN yesterday on the show. I don't even know what AAXN is right now, but I bought options on it. That's up 17% today. And the CEO of Twilio, I think we're gonna bring on. I think we're bringing on the CEO of Twilio. I'll have a word later, but I think we're bringing the CEO of Twilio on.
Cool.
Okay.
All right, and we've got to get cooking, Jason. We got 3 guests that we're bringing on.
Yeah.
But before we do that, I want to make a case for airlines. So can we bring my screen back up, producer Rohan? All right, so I'm not really in the airlines right now. You guys know that I track the TSA numbers. This is the number of people who are going through the security checkpoints every day. I update this spreadsheet that I have on a daily basis. And check this out. So here are the number of people going through, on each individual date. This is the number of people who went through it a year ago on a pre-COVID. There are more people going through TSA checkpoints in January than what we saw with the holiday travel, right? In holiday travel, we got up to 38% of normal travel took place. January, we're over 42% right now. The airlines are not going to fail at this point. We know that we are going to get another stimulus deal. There's probably going to be more airline money in there. So I'm going to start a small airline position today. I'm going to be taking up DAL. That's Delta Airlines. Delta Alpha Lima is the ticker there. I'm also going to be buying a little bit of Southwest. That's ticker LUV. Basically, the case for those, Delta is the only American carrier that is still not seating middle seats. So I think that's going to be a boon for them as travel returns to normal. They should be filling up all those planes. Southwest I like because they have the strongest balance sheet out of all the U.S. air carriers. Valuation for both of those stocks right now is in line with the industry. Southwest is a little bit high. Delta is right in line. So I'm going to be starting a small airline position. Both these stocks are down about 40% from their pre-COVID highs. So DAL, LUV, those are the stocks that I'm calling now. In the chat, guys, if you like airlines right now, throw me the 1. If you don't like airlines, throw me the 2. And, of course, smash the like button. But without further ado, producer Rohan, can we bring our first guest of the day on?
Let's do it.
All right, and Jason, this guest is actually coming out of ZingerNation. You weren't around when we were doing this, but we needed to fill some time during those holiday weeks. We started bringing people out of the chat and basically giving them the floor to do stock pitches. And so this invitation is out there to everybody. If you want to come on the show tomorrow and pitch a stock, you have 3-5 minutes to say whatever you want. You get the floor. And then the second promise is that we will make up a nickname for you. We've got Jesse here on with us today. We made up the nickname for him, Jesse Elite. I think that he likes it. But Jesse, floor is yours. Take it away. What's the stock today?
Hey everybody, Jesse Kaler here. I am the president of Elite Trading. We're an investment group that basically is out there giving out ideas like you guys, and we are talking about Neon, N-E-O-N. It has been one that we gave out to your friend Aaron last week, and our level on this when it triggered was, let me pull it up here real quick. It was at our gold level, 6.64. So it was at $6.64. It's now sitting at a little over $9 today. I think $8.84 now, and they are with touchless technology. So they are big on aviation. They're in the military. And if I can I show my screen real quick?
Yep, please do.
All right, let me make sure this works. Is that good there? You see it?
I see it.
Okay, so these are like their HMI products.
And give us the ticker again. The ticker's Neon.
Neon, yeah, and I
So
love the
November,
ticker.
Echo, Oscar, November. Is that right? I'm gonna drop
Yes,
that in the
sir.
chat.
And if you can see here, they have these touchless digital screens. They've already been putting them in the Asia markets for elevators, and they've got a huge reorder on these, and they're touchless elevator buttons, which is going to be huge in the future, in my opinion. And then one of the big things that I really like about this, and I've been doing my research a lot, they've been around for a while. They're showing at the CES this week, and they did show at CES in 2016. And this is the big thing right here, focus areas, military and avionics. So the avionics and the military touchscreen technology. And I really think that there's going to be a huge, value in this because of the fact of COVID-19, the advancements in future viruses, and the military. We want to keep our military healthy and safe, and I think it's going to be a big thing. They're talking about automotive industry, where they can actually have they have recognition of your face to know that you're tired, if you're to gesture whether you're sleepy, and it will, let people know that. I was actually trying to pull up that screen here real quick before I toggle back, but you know, this is something that I think is going to really grow. There's the technology and application areas where it'll actually have face recognition in the car, and then you can actually gesture and raise your volume, change your GPS location, do a whole bunch of things without having to actually touch anything.
All right, and then give us the catalyst, right? What are we waiting on? And then give us a price target too.
Well, price target was 10, and that was when we were at a little under $7. So, you know, that $3 was a pretty good jump. We were already at $2 of that 3. We trimmed some of the position already. So the catalyst would be
$9 right now.
What happens after the CES event? Do they get some recognition? Do they find some investors? Do they have some news that comes out after that? That's what we're hoping for. If they get more news after CES, then they blow up and get that catalyst they need. So
okay, all right, so CES is the catalyst. That's this week, right?
Yes, sir.
So all right, so we got a couple days, and then are you playing this thing with options, like some near dated options,
straight shares,
stock?
Yeah, just own the stock, and then if I have just 30 more seconds here, I want to comment on the SPY options that you guys, because that's what I professionalize in. Is I'm an options trader. That's what I do every day. That's what we teach people how to trade as options, and I took a different approach than you guys yesterday. I put it in the chat. We did a 380 put, and then we bought the 380s and we sold the 360s, because if we hold the 100 shares at above 360, we're willing to buy those shares down at 360, and we're riding that 380 all the way down. So it was a different gesture. We're up a little bit more on the 380 than we are to 360. It's up 50%. We're up 20% on the 360s. So I was putting in there yesterday that I was thinking it would have been a better idea for Jason to buy the 380 puts, because you'd be a lot higher, obviously, than the stock currently now, and
you guys hear me?
Quicker.
Yeah, we hear you.
So I bought the 361s, and I'm up 19.68%. You're saying if I bought the 380s, I'd be up what percentage?
The 379 I have on this screen is 55.49%, 58% now. And
right.
we bought them at $1.85. They're at $2.91.
Yeah. Any option insurance plays you guys have for me? I like it, because I'm definitely
okay.
long.
I'm going to throw you one.
All right, let's hear it.
Let me throw you one. SRAC for a we're long $15 calls on SRAC,
and
yes it is,
right?
but we like that one, yeah. And then
this is an
another one we've had. That was not insurance. I'm sorry, that was just an options play. Insurance wise, we have IDEX as a cheap stock. We bought some IDEX and we sold some calls and some puts on them.
All right, yeah, I know IDX. Okay.
All right, and producer Rohan, can we bring my my screen onto the stream? Because I see Hugh out there. He was on the show last week. He was getting short SPY. Hugh, check it out. I followed you into it. I got the February 360 puts on SPY, and so far they're paying off.
Hugh's the man. I love Hugh.
Yep. All right, guys. Jesse Elite. That's the pitch. I like it. NEON.
Jesse, thanks,
guys. What'd you say?
I said thanks, Jesse, because he's always communicating. He's a good man. I like him. So
let's go.
Just want to say thanks.
Thanks, Jason. Appreciate you guys. Our group follows a lot of your shows, and we've been following you guys for a long time, and we idolize you guys. So we appreciate you having us on. It's a big deal for our group. They're all watching right now and celebrating, so it's a big deal to be on here. So.
I love it, and I love that you have the catalyst. It's CES. It's this week. All right, that one's going on the watch list.
We brought another 1,000 viewers. Maybe I can get you another 1,000 subscribers today. I'll ask them to make sure everyone subscribes today.
There we go.
Jesse, we love you. Luke, is the gift in the mail for him? You have the check in the mail for Jesse? Do we have the gift for him?
The check's in the mail. We just need your
All
Bitcoin.
right.
I'm ready for we're ready for the partner program. We're ready for the Benzinga Elite Trading Podcast. We're already on iTunes and on Spotify. So
let's talk about it. All right. We love you. Thanks,
you got
man.
my cell number.
I do. Oh yeah, you text me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll text you. I text you every now and then a couple things.
I'm getting my shit back together. I was in Miami for those 3 weeks, and I was trying to work from Miami, but I ended up going to the one hotel for a few days, and it's hard to work from there. There's a lot of action.
Come on, don't tell me that. You got me in
a lot of action or action. I mean, what?
Yeah, I mean,
there's a lot going on in Miami.
I did hey, Jesse, I did a video from the pool, but then I turned the camera so people didn't see the background because I didn't know if I'd get like in trouble, whatever. But serious, I mean, I can't like. I interviewed people at the pool to learn what they do for a living because they sit at the pool all day, and the stories I heard. I mean, this one girl, she was she used to be like a bookkeeper at a place, and now she lays out at the pool, and you know she makes $20,000 a month. You know what she does?
What's that? Instagram.
She has an OnlyFans account.
Yep.
It's not pornographic. It's like life lessons with a little like sort of like risque stuff. 20,000 a month. I didn't believe her.
Investable.
Hey, I heard from a really smart guy one time, the most you can learn about somebody is just asking them what they do for a living. He said that one time.
So I went through her revenue and saw the numbers. And you know what? If you guys want, we'll bring her on as a guest. You guys can hear how they make money in OnlyFans. I don't know. I mean, it's a true story. So I know it's not stocks, guys. So I'll get off the stocks. But
We
Jesse,
need an OnlyFans stock account.
She used to start one. Slow down, Jason. Control your thirst. Okay, buddy. All right. Thanks, man. Talk to you soon.
All right. See you guys. I'll see you soon.
All right. And we've got 3 guests. We're jam-packed. Producer Rohan. Do we have Ripster ready to roll?
Not yet. Let me make sure he's on here and good. I think he was.
I did go through the numbers because when someone says they're making that, it was like basically over 3 months she made like 38 or 42,000, and I was investigating it. I mean, I think she talked to me because most people are asking.
Start right. So that'll fund her Robinhood account. And then, you know, she starts following the shows and the markets and starts trading that Robinhood account. We'll turn that 38K into 380K.
Oh yeah, I got her into some Tesla. But we don't care about your friends. Only fans. These guys are the best. I love it. Like so no. And Luke, the truth is, there's a lot of ways to make money in this world. And then it's about, can you leverage that money? Can you take that money instead of having it sit in a savings account or a checking account? You can put it into other investments, put it into other things. I mean, Luke, you know that I'm buying that USDC, that high interest, instead of it just sitting in my savings account. So that's what we're trying to do there. You guys in the chat are the best. I'm loving these comments. And then the other thing is OnlyFans or Stripe, OnlyFans, and Patreon. So OnlyFans processor right now is
OnlyFans is a SPAC deal. That would be the craziest SPAC deal. Bill Ackman, let's go. PSTH.
That's what I'm saying to you. Stripe right now is literally processing the OnlyFans credit card stuff. And OnlyFans is not just for risk, it's for everything, but they have a lot percentage there. So they're going to get, I don't know, it's going to be interesting for Stripe if they lose OnlyFans to something else. That could happen.
Yeah, but I mean, they have so many massive accounts. Like I thought we were a decent-sized Stripe account when I was negotiating our credit card processing rates with them. We're like not even their middle tier. Like we run millions and millions of dollars through Stripe, and we're like the top of their entry tier. I mean, they have so many massive accounts that I don't think any one customer would hurt them.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. They do. And you're right. And I mean, so it's a question of what's going to happen with that. Because Stripe is going to go public. They're going to do a SPAC. I mean, I think that's going to be Bill Ackman's thing, even though they may say it's not going to be. You know what I mean?
I think that's probably going to be the Bill Ackman. It would be amazing. But all right, let's get our chat challenge going. How's that? So this is, every week, we throw one question out to ZingerNation. That's all you guys out there. You're going head-to-head. I'm going to try something new this time. You may defile my file, but how's that, defile my file? I just put a link to a Google Doc in the chat. Please don't screw it up and put any appropriate things in there, but I'm sure that you guys will. But link is in the chat. The question is, who can most accurately guess the price of Bitcoin at this time on Friday? Producer Rohan, put my screen on the stream. Right here, you put down your name, your chat name in the YouTube chat. Over here, you put what price you think Bitcoin is going to be at this time on Friday. Whoever guesses it most closely, we're going to send some Bitcoin to. We're going to be checking in on this thing every single day to see how it's going. Oh, God. Okay, publish to the web. There's too many people on it. Oh, man.
What's wrong?
I don't know. It said... All right, let's try this.
All
right, try this link, guys. See if this one works. Maybe... I don't know. If it's not if it's not publishable, then that would suck. Because I don't want to type everybody's name in.
You won't be able to.
But we'll see. We'll figure out some solution.
Rohan, there should be music in the background while he's doing this.
I know. What the hell?
I don't know what
there
Rohan
it is.
does that.
Or I can get my Snoop Dogg intro going. This is my favorite one.
Good. Dance.
All right, so I'm gonna work on getting the spreadsheet editable. There's a sort of a flop on my end. But while I get that one going, Jason, do you have any stocks to pick on? Any crypto opinion? I'm gonna get that airline position started today.
Well, Luke, hold on. What guest do we have on next, Luke?
Ripster is supposed to be coming on next, but I have word from producer Rohan that he's not ready yet.
He's having some trouble logging in, so we're troubleshooting him right now.
Okay, so Rohan, are you busy troubleshooting, or could you do my 3 questions?
I can toss Aaron the mic, and he can give you some questions.
Do you know how to do it?
Wait, Ripster's in the chat. All right, come on, producer Rohan. We need to get him on here. He's got a lot of stocks to talk about. He's a busy man. We need to get these ideas flowing.
Ripster, you gotta call me. You have my number.
All right, what's your phone number, Aaron Thomas? We'll put it in the chat.
Get him
I'll put
on.
mine up
Yo, get Ripster on. I want Ripster. I want Ripster.
All right, and guys, try to drop your Bitcoin prices on this sheet again. All right, I think you're good to go now. I won't know until I start seeing them fly in. But let's see. Okay, there we go. All right. Let's go. Where's my...
What about ENG, Luke?
There we go.
Luke, we've been talking with Jack, Jack's, Jack Hurley, been on the show multiple times. ENG. I bought it because of him. It's up. I mean, look at the move today. Give him, I just want to give my guy credit.
41%, pulling back a little bit. And what? I don't remember what the stock was. Remind me. I'm sure I have it in my notes somewhere.
What's it do? Like some hydrogen probably played?
Okay. I wonder what day it was that he pitched it to.
Last week when I was in Florida, and then like a couple months earlier.
That's right. It was when you bought it, when you got him the airplane banner. Yeah,
you guys know I got Jack's trader, Jack Hurley, an airplane banner for giving me the pick on CLSK.
All right, so let's see this one. Yeah, you're right. This was, I believe, the hydrogen play. This was a long-term pick of his. I wonder if we have news that's moving it today. Is it just momentum? Yeah, there's no news on this thing.
Oh, Michael Gangler. I got it.
It could also be a... well, no, let's see. So they regained NASDAQ compliance. Was that yesterday? No, that was a month ago. Yeah, it's got to be just momentum. Or it could be a CES play. They could potentially have done some sort of CES presentation. But all right, are you hanging on to this one, Jason?
Yes.
We busted from the 7 down to the 6.
I made my call options.
You have calls, or you're thinking about buying calls in it?
Maybe I'll even buy call. I'm hanging on to it.
And then what do you think about my airline position? Again,
like
my big thing that I love with the airlines is I love tracking these TSA throughput numbers, right? How many people are going through TSA to get on an airplane. And I love the fact that January, there's more people going on airplanes in January than there were in December. I love the fact that we're going to have another stimulus deal on the table, and that we pretty much made it through the worst. So we're not going to see airlines fail at this point. There's still about 40% upside on these stocks to get back to their pre-COVID highs. Plus, it's super cheap for them to borrow money. They're going to have free cash coming in, all that sort of thing. So that's why I like these ones.
You know what it reminds me of? You know what it reminds me of? when these companies had to recapitalize way back when, they got all this government help, and then they took off eventually. And they were mad about, like, many years with insurance companies, AIG. They're mad the government didn't get more of a stake in these companies. It reminds me you're going to have a trade like that. So I don't own Delta. I own Delta calls, but I only own a couple. I will buy Delta just to support your trade right now, and that's what I'm doing. I'll buy it right now. I probably should buy calls, but I lost on my calls. So it's at 40. All right, I will buy, I don't know, I'll buy 400 right now. Okay?
All right. And producer Rohan, I do hear on the phone with Ripster, so that way we can bring him on. And let's check out these big. They don't
want to hear us anymore. Get Ripster on.
All right. Well, I hear him on the phone working on it. But Jason, check out these Bitcoin prices. We're like pretty closely grouped. I thought that we were going to see wild prices in here between now and Friday. Like, I thought we were going to see a ton of 20,000s and then like 80,000s on Bitcoin price. But as I'm scrolling through them, they seem pretty tight. So sort of around like that, that high 30s number. I think that's where I'm at too. I'm going to throw my name down somewhere around 37, 38. I'm going to put it in the chat one last time. Again, the chat challenge question of the week is, who can most closely guess the price of Bitcoin, at this time on Friday? Let's throw this in here one more time, and then we're going to close it.
Right,
and also, wait. How about the fact that nobody defiled the spreadsheet? Nobody went in and just hit delete and deleted everything. Nobody typed anything inappropriate. Somebody even was nice enough to say, check this out, don't modify others' inputs. And now we got a wizard right here, the anonymous jackalope. That's their nice little Google admin name. Calculating averages, medium, min, and max prices. I mean, that's pretty sweet. So shout out to the community for that. All right, and there we go. Now we got the first one. Of course, because I said something.
All right. So is Ripster ready to go? If he's not, producer Rohan, give me the two questions. Let's go.
All right, Aaron Thomas, do you have the questions for Jason? He's
Aaron,
looking at me.
So the questions are on my phone, but I'm on the phone with Ripster, so it's kind of hard for him to look at it.
You guys know what speakerphone is?
I got a nod. Yes.
Okay, so if you know what speakerphone is, you can do too much. You can do, we want Ripster. We want Ripster. We want Ripster. We want Ripster. Come on. We got to do it. Don't have him call your phone, Luke. I don't care. I want this guy on.
I don't know.
So what do we need to do?
How are we looking, producer on? Because we can get some other solution. Like we can just go on speaker.
Yeah, I gotta get the trade here. I got it. Like I told you, this is a double, like 2 months double. I need Ripster. I'm not gonna take it.
I think we might be going a speakerphone solution.
Let's do it right now. We need him. I don't care. We need him. I don't know.
I agree.
Next time we need to test this. We need to test this ahead of time. I don't know what the issue is.
Okay, so just
I don't know.
the same link from the email.
All right, I hear you. Luke.
Yes, sir.
So
I've got a couple other things that we can run to. If
go fast.
What?
Go fast. Go. Let's hear it.
Fast?
Go.
All right.
Go.
So check this one out. What I'm going to give us is something that we like to do a couple times a week on this show. I call it our What the Readers Want. And basically what we're doing is we're giving you guys some exclusive numbers as to the most read tickers on Benzinga.com for a specific day. So here's my screen up. Every single month on Benzinga.com, we get about 8-9 million visitors a month. So this is like a nice, big, statistically significant number. Our biggest traffic referral sources are from brokerages. So again, this is like you win in the markets when you have better information than anybody else. You can think better than other people do. And so why I like to show this screen and give people a look at what are the most read tickers is because we start to get a sense as to here are the stocks that people care about, right? When we see a stock getting hammered, we see a ton of people reading about the name. Okay, they still care about this one, and vice versa. Or the best is there's a stock that's not moving at all, and all of a sudden there's a ton of people reading news articles about those stocks. So let's run through them right now.
I gotta give Henderson. Thank you for the feedback. Luke, you are a nice
Congratulations.
And Jason's a fucking moron.
Bye, Felicia.
Boom. All right. So most read tickers on Benzinga.com. First one, it's sort of a hodgepodge. I think we can sort of throw that one out. We got Plug Power, NIO, XPeng, and Zoom. But number 2, super interesting. Story on Snapchat, ticker SNAP. I have not seen that one on the top 5 most read list in quite a while. Third story, we have a Tesla in there. Fourth story is about the signal stock SIGL. Let's look at this one real quick. Oh, I don't even know if we can load market data on this one. But SIGL, this is Elon Musk basically tweeted something about using the Signal app for communications. It's like I don't know. It's like a telegraph type app. And there's a stock called Signal that has nothing to do with that sort of messaging. It's like a security stock. Just ran up. I mean, like 100 or 1100% run. And the fact that is our third most read story on the site, second most read ticker on the site, tells me that there's a lot of people that are still in that stock. So take it as you will. Either as Signal is the biggest market joke of the year. It probably will be the biggest market joke of the year, and it's the 12th. So the fact that there's still so many people in that one, I mean, think about it long or short. Either way, it tells me that there's going to be liquidity in this name for quite a while. So maybe you can do some intraday trading around that one. Number 5 on the list, Alibaba. That's an interesting one. Obviously, Alibaba's had some movement. I'm synthetically long Alibaba. I sold the 180 February puts on the stock. So far, we're up nicely on the position. But again, I'm okay buying shares of Alibaba at 180 bucks. That's the risk that I'm giving myself. Some other collecting free money into my account by selling those puts, or I'm buying the stock for 180 bucks. Either way, I am fine with that because 180 bucks is 50% off the high. I know that he pissed off the Chinese government, and I know for a fact that pissing off the Chinese government is not good for your share price. But at a 50% discount, I will take that stock all day. And then let's do one more story. Is about Fuel Cell and Blink.
We have Ripster.
These are 2 of the hot EV stocks. So Fuel Cell and Blink. We have Ripster?
Yeah.
Very nice.
All right. It's not like it just took half an hour. But Ripster, what's up, man? I see you. Do you hear us?
Hey,
Can we
man.
hear you? There we go.
Can you hear me?
All right. Yes, sir.
All right, finally.
You're here.
All right, what's up, man? You made it. You're here. Woo! All right,
Yeah,
everybody
thanks.
that's by themselves at home right now, let's clap. Let's give producer Rohan a hand for working through that one, but we did it.
Hey guys, thanks for calling me, inviting me over.
Absolutely.
Thanks
Thanks for bearing with
coming
us.
on. Yeah, sorry about these issues. You are the man. You have such a following, and obviously it's from what your performance has been and the value you give your community. How long ago did you start this community that you have? Your Atlas Trading and bio and tech trading. How long have you been doing this for?
Well, I've been doing, since 2010, I've been trying to invest and all, but last 5 years is when I really became serious doing more of, helping people with my trades and stuff. So we got into Atlas in 2018. The PJ, he's our leader. So he formed the Atlas Trading, and then, it's been just going on from there. It's been 3 years, and we hit 100K yesterday. Can we have that? The horn, 100K? You do that, Luke?
Wait, nope, not just once. We're doing it twice. 100K horn. There it is.
So we hit 100K members yesterday in our Atlas Trading.
Hell yes.
Amazing.
That's
Amazing.
incredible. And I bet these past 12 months have been absolutely wild for you guys.
Oh yeah, dude, it's hard to be on the phone.
I believe it. What was your best trade like in the COVID time? What was like the trade that made the year or something along those lines?
That was DocuSign. So I was bullish on DocuSign even before the COVID. In February and March, I was talking about that it's gonna go, and it was in my IRA, and just it just kept going. I got it at 70. That was my biggest win. So still hold some.
That's amazing. So you said you were bullish before COVID. When COVID hit, I bet you were like, holy shit, you guys need to look at this name.
No, so I was dip buying few names, right? I was dip buying TTD, DocuSign, BA. All those were my dip buys. I alerted as well on the Twitter, and it was, it worked out.
Absolutely. And Jason, sorry, I cut you off.
No, it's just crazy. DocuSign. You remember Keith Kroc was the old CEO, and then he stepped off. Remember, I did that. I was on their advisory council, and I owned DocuSign way back when. But I sold it when I sold it. So I didn't. Yeah, that DocuSign is one of those de facto platforms, like how Adobe is, or Unity Gaming, or Autodesk. So, yeah. So you still own it, Ripster?
Yeah, just a little bit in my IRA, but you can get on their you can get on the next DocuSign. I got on VOXX yesterday. I have 30,000 shares of VOXX. It's beating 600% EPS year over year, and you can mark it. It's going to be double and triple this year, double at least.
So what is VOXX?
Yeah, give me that ticker, VOXX. Yep. Somebody put that in the chat. Help everybody else out. That put that ticker in the chat. The V as in Victor, right?
Yep.
All right, I got the chart up. Yeah, tell us about the company.
Yeah, so what they do is they make all the acoustics and music and the screens for the cars, right? All the cars you drive, so they are the ones who make all those devices, right? And they have been growing earnings like crazy, and that they reported earnings yesterday, and their revenue came 82%, right? And the sales EPS went 600%. So the way they are going, they would be hitting $1 billion in revenue next 2 or 3 years, right? So I'm pretty bullish about that one. So I had a similar trade. If you want to see an example, XPEL.
All right, let me pull it up.
XPEL.
XPEL, okay.
All right, XPEL is on the screen.
Right. So what do the XPEL do? They make screens. They make protective screens. You have Tesla. That's the screen you go to. You have a dent, scratch, or whatever. It's a screen. You take off the screen, scratch is gone. So I was bullish on it. The earnings came, last earnings. I alerted at $28, $30. It is $60 right now. So those are one of my biggest trade. I find the growth stocks with low float, low market cap. You can, and the chart is breaking out, and you just get in. If the earnings is good, just get in and let it run. So that's what Vox is going to do. And I had many similar ones, which played like that. Apps, APPS. That's my another DocuSign for this year. APPS.
APPS. All right. APPS. Okay.
All right, Digital Turbine. And again, guys, in the chat, help everybody else out. Drop the tickers in the chat as we're going, so everybody, we always get 100 questions. What ticker was it?
APPS. So these are the growth names which you can expect to double and triple, right? I don't want Apple. I don't want Facebook, right? I want a stock which I know would grow or triple or double in a year, 3 months, whatever. So even apps has doubled since my alert at 30, right? So yeah. So these are the names I look at. But let's talk about some specs.
All right, and wait, really quick. Before we hop into the SPACs, just to recap for everybody out there, so basically the strategy, and tell me if I have this right, is you like stocks that have like some good fundamental numbers, like they're killing it on earnings, they're showing growth, that sort of thing, and then you see the breakout on the chart. That's the confirmation. That's when you hit it.
Yeah, no, the first thing is chart. Don't even worry about the fundamentals, right? You can go, you can use investors.com, barchart.com, any website.
Benzinga.com, come on, man.
Yeah, Benzinga.com. Yeah, we need a hooter for that. All right. So so you find a chart which has been consolidating on the on the daily, right? And the last quarter it beat EPS, and it's ready to break out. Then you go into the fundamentals. You look at the past earnings, how the EPS has been growing. If it beats the next EPS, it's gonna go. That's my main setup. That's what I teach people on Twitter. I teach people in Atlas, right? All-time high, consolidation, EPS growth, revenue growth. It's a gap and go setup, right? Even if it's not a gap and go, it will dip. It will dip. After a big gap, you buy it and then let it run. Take Vox. It dipped in the morning at $19. I got it again. I had some in after hours yesterday. and now it's where it went back to $23 and it's going to keep doing that. So that's the setup I play, you know. So you got it?
I got it.
Yep.
I like
Wait,
it.
Look, before you go on APPS, your community is saying you guys got in around $9, $10, right? Are you in around there, $9 to $10?
Well, I was not in $9, $10. I was around 28. I waited for the next earnings. I know some people were in 9, 10. I always wait for the next earnings. I mean, they can beat the last earnings, but can they meet the expectations? That's the thing. So I always wait for the next earnings, right? And there's another stock I'm waiting on the earnings. I can give you example if you want.
Before you give that stock, would you be a buyer today of APPS?
No, I would wait for a dip. You know, I would wait close to entry to 50. It has already doubled, so I would wait for a dip. For me, it's a risk reward. Every trade is a risk reward. And whenever you get into a trade, if you have to ask yourself, what is your risk? What is your reward? If you cannot answer that question, no trading for you, right? I don't care it's a Tesla. I don't care how good the stock is. But if it's at $100, I don't buy it if my risk is lower. It can go from 100 to 200. I don't care. But I need a risk level. And my charts define the risk level. My EMAs, my charts, the consolidations, that define the risk level.
Got it. And then what was the other stock you were going to say that you're waiting for earnings?
LMB.
Wait,
Lion,
M as in Mike?
Yes.
All right, LMB. As always, guys, throw the ticker in the chat. Help your fellow chatters out.
Sure.
All right, I've got the chart up.
What do they do?
So this one, this has 5 million float. The market cap is super low. Its revenue is 6 times what is market cap is right now. So if it beats next earnings, it's gonna go, you know.
Okay.
So I'm very small in it, but if it beats the earning, it's the same setup as my earlier setups.
Let's
so
see.
It's not ready yet. I will alert when I get in, you know, so I'm just waiting on it. But the people who follow me, they know I maintain a focus list. That focus list is what I share with everyone. They know that Rip is watching these. And, you know, I mean, when it's ready, I alert. Or if they can before me, that's even great.
Okay, I like it. Look at that. You didn't even get to SPACs yet, and we already got 3 tickers. And then you said, let's get to SPACs, and I cut you off to recap the strategy. So I love that. Again, for the chat to recap, VOXX, APPS, and then LMB.
I'm putting a buy on LMB, Luke.
Boom.
You would want.
There's the buy button.
Yeah, you can go one more. Go one more.
Buy Vox, man. I'm telling you. Buy right now.
Which one?
Vox, VOXX.
Okay.
So yeah, the Vox is a buy now. APPS is hold on, wait for it to get to around 15, take the pullback.
Yeah, I mean,
all right.
Yeah, it's a double loss. What's that?
Even up 46% today on Vox? You would still be a buyer today on Vox, up 46%.
Oh,
today.
yeah. I mean, here's the thing. It's not you got to look at the long-term story, right? I mean, the revenues are going to keep growing. Earnings are going to keep growing. You might dip down or consolidate for some time, but you know the story, right? You know, so you just hold it or you wait for a dip. So my risk, I waited for a dip closer to 20 this morning. Yesterday I added after the earnings, then I added more. So that was my risk. So you can wait. I mean, 20 is a good level to add, but I doubt it goes back there.
All right. Now, the chat, Ripster, is going crazy about SPACs right now. So they're going crazy. So I think, Luke, we got to move over to that.
All right. Let's do some SPACs.
All right. So, well, I'm new to SPACs, but my track record seems like, you know, it's been working. 5, 6 SPACs I had alerted are doing good. But the one I'm going to talk about is ACAM.
All right, ACAM. I'm writing it down. I'm pulling it up on the chart. And guys, We were going to put together, everybody in the chat, we're going to put together a list of all the SPACs that are still trading right around their par value. It just is going to take some energy to finish it. If that would be helpful, give us a 1. If not, give us a 2, so we know whether or not to finish it, and hopefully we'll get that on the show this week.
Yeah.
But all right.
So the thing with the SPACs is, right, you can hold, if you have, a lot of space, you can hold it. You can just leave it there. But, I would prefer something which is ready to move. I do have some which are close to, the par value. They have time to move. But one which I have biggest position right now, I have more than 100,000 shares of that is ACAM. And I'm more bullish after it merges, right? I mean, I will play the run up, take the profit, so, the merger date is 20th and the 22nd is when the ticker changes. I don't like to hype things up. That's me. I share my DD. I don't, hype things up. But this one, I would enter after the merger again, right? Mergers are always risky. I always tell everyone, if you cannot, a lot of people lost a lot of money, especially with TD Ameritrade. It's merged and they don't have the ticker. They lose money, right? So here's the thing. Ride the merger. Sell as much as you can. Take the profit. Let it merge, buy it back again. So let me quickly tell the story about ACAM. Car Lots, it's the company which sells the used cars. It's growing faster than Carvana. It's growing faster than Vroom. It's a profitable company. The business model is consignment model. Just look at Carvana. It went from $20 to $300, right? In what? And its revenue went from 100 million to 1 billion in 3 years.
Wow.
What can Car Lots do? If Carvana can go from 200 million to 1 billion, in 3 years, imagine a company like Car Lots, which has great reviews. Yesterday, a presentation came out that, their earnings are growing faster than expected. Imagine what it can do. So after the merger, I'm going to buy the shit out of it and just hold, So that's my plan. So we'll see.
Okay, and you're not recommend. You're saying hold off. If you don't own it now, don't buy it now. Wait until that deal goes through.
11 is a good buy. I mean, what's the risk, right? 10 is the risk. So
yes.
It's a good buy. My average is 11.25.
Okay, and I saw somebody in the chat throw in January 20th as the merger date. So if you want to know that merger date.
That's the merger date, and the ticker changes on January 22nd. So if you are not, if you prefer trading after the merger, you can do that. But
Luke,
but people need to understand the risk of merger. Yeah.
Luke, I'm buying today.
You're getting in?
Yep.
Did you hit Vox too?
Oh man.
Well, I mean, I never bought stocks like this on the show, so this is rare. I bought Vox.
Just a lot of pressure on me, man.
Yeah, I put the pressure on you. But your raving fans tell me that you know what you're doing. So don't
I mostly know what I'm doing. So yeah.
Yeah. So and yeah, about ACAM. I mean, I come up with my own ideas at times, but then when I listen to smart people. And when I see other people saying smart people, so I bought ACAM. Let's see what I bought, what position I bought. Let's see. Let's make sure I bought ACAM. Yeah, I bought ACAM. Is it moving right now? Someone in the chat said ACAM is ripping right now, but
yeah,
I don't know if it really is.
It's about to hit that $12 mark.
I'm not selling. I'm not even selling my merger run until 15. Maybe I'll strip some off at 13. I always tell people to scale in, scale out, right? So there's a trade, it runs to a certain point and, it falls back. People are like, rip, I lost. No, you have to scale out pieces, right? So take profits when you can and move your stops up. So that's how you play, SPACs. Buy the dips, sell the rips. I mean, scale out, keep a core, right?
Yep. Yes. Yeah. I lost so much money in my early trading days where I would see something pop a few percent and then just dump the stock. Be like, all right, I did it. I'm out. And then the stock moves another 50%. I love what you're saying about scale in, scale out, and move the stops up. Like I've got some high momentum stocks right now that you know I just keep moving up the stops. The momentum keeps going. Great. I'm gonna lock it in. Momentum cracks. Okay. I'm out. I'm happy. I made my money. On to the next one.
Okay.
Do you have any other SPACs? The SPACs
we
are
have
hot.
to go over one. We have to go over one, Ripster, that they keep asking for. It is CLOV, Clover.
Yeah. So the same thing, right? You know, I like Clover, right? Again, people, the one thing I don't like about, a lot of traders, they don't know what they're doing, and, they want it to be hyped. They look for confirmation buys. It's a good company. It's a high growth company. It's going to grow, but don't keep looking at it every day, asking for, oh, it's dipping. Are you holding? Should I hold? I gave my alert on IPOC at 11, under 11, right? Went to 18, whoever takes profit, I scaled out, I'm still in, right? But if you are looking at it every day, oh, it's down, it's up, it's going to go to the moon, nah. I already gave my thesis, this is a high growth company, it's going to keep growing, have a position, forget about it. Don't go crazy about it. That's what you will find about me. I put on my DD there, I put my chart there, I put my thesis there. I'll recap once the stock is up or down. But that's why Clove is a sensitive topic. A lot of people just get too sensitive about it. It's a high growth company. Take that, right? It is going to move. Wait for next earnings. If they beat the earnings, go all in. That's what you do, right? If you are nervous, right? So I'm bullish on Clove. To answer your question.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, in this room, they're going crazy about CLV, but I hear
for like
saying.
an hour. For not just since Ripster came on. Like for an hour, people have been going crazy about that one.
Yeah, I quit answering questions on Clove because I don't know what people are doing. I mean, if you're holding, if you're bullish, just hold. I mean, why do you have to ask again and again and again? I will double my position. I like Clove that much, but I'm not going to put every day buy Clove, right? It's so a trader, an investor needs to understand if he has nervous panic or he is thinking twice about a trade, he shouldn't be in that trade, right? But here's the thesis: we are all long on Clove. Atlas is long on Clove, right? And we believe in it. So yeah, and I will keep reporting once I see any filings, any numbers, earning beats, analyst upgrades or whatever. I'll keep putting it out there. So just or if you're too nervous about Clove, sell it. Buy some other SPAC which is close to 11. Buy it. Buy some other good SPAC. Just don't go crazy, dipshit. Panic it about Clove. That's what I'm saying. So yeah.
Yep. And I love what you're saying about just sell it too. You know what I mean? Like I'll put on a position sometimes. People just keep asking me. I'm like, I said, guys, this is a 2021 stock. We're 4 days in. I'm still in the stock. If you're gonna ask me about it every day and you're thinking about it that much, sell the stock. This is not a 1 week swing trade.
Yeah. Yep. So what else?
And then are you playing GHIV at all?
Yeah, I'm in GHIV. I have a smaller position though because I'm more focused on ACAM right now. GHIV was also I allotted under 11. I think it went to 14. I scaled out the rips. I bought again on the dips. I keep alerting the dips. So I'm in GHIV. It's a good one too.
And we get an air horn. Yeah. Michigan company representing Michigan again. A little dreary today, but GHIV still representing Michigan area.
Yeah. And don't forget EV. What's up?
Don't forget EV. Is that what you said?
Go ahead.
Well, so one thing I was going to say. I was just going to say I love how your analysis and how you look at the charts and then you go to the fundamentals. Do you go hardcore into the fundamentals? Are you reading everything you can about it? Or is it more you're looking at the chart and then you look at the fundamentals to see if the story makes sense?
Yeah. So let me explain. So as a growth trader, as a trader, momentum trader, you don't care about balance sheets. You don't care about, all you care about is EPS, sales, revenues, chart. That's it, right? Maybe you want to make sure they have enough cash. There is, I mean, growth company would have a dilution offering sometimes. These are the four things I look at. Then I look at analyst upgrades. What are analysts talking about it? So I don't go deep into it. If the company is growing at an exponential phase, that's all you need to know. Study the business, study the sector it belongs to. If it's a good growing sector, yeah, that's another fundamental check right there. And you can use Benzinga to find all the peers, right?
There you
in
go.
That category.
All right, there's the Benzinga shout out we've been waiting for. Are you on Benzinga Pro, or have you ever seen it? Benzinga Pro, yes, no. Have you ever used it before, Ripster?
Is it my connection or is it?
Uh-oh. Oh. We had audio issues to start. We made it a good, 20 minutes without audio issues. And it looks like we're back to having audio problems. Jason, can you still hear me?
I can hear you, but the audio, so I
I can hear.
Oh, you can hear?
I closed a bunch of stuff on my computer because I thought it was my fault. So is the audio stuff fixed?
I can hear everything. I never lost it. Ripster,
right.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, we're good. Ripster.
Nope. All right.
Can you hear me?
Recap.
No.
He gave us so many tickers. We got Vox, VOXX. That's a buy now. We got APPS. That's a wait for the dip. We got LMB. We got ACAM, CLOV, and GHIV. Jason Raznick, that might be a record on tickers from an individual guest.
I think so, and I followed him in. I followed him. Wait, can we hear him, Ripster? Can we hear you?
Yeah, XPEV.
Oh shit!
Yes.
We have another one. Let's go.
Oh shit! XPEV. Let's pull that. That's XPEG. Okay, that's an EV. China. Let's hear what you have to say about that.
Right. So I mean, XPEV was lagging behind other EV names. Their numbers are growing. Their sales in December came really growing. So today it broke out of 48 and to 48 level. That's a big reversal. If you see my chart that I alerted this morning, and this is going 55 and higher, 60. It can retest 50. That's another chance to add, or if it retests 48 level. But I think the reversal is in. Chart is beautiful.
Okay. All right. There's another one. XPEV. Add it to the list. We're getting tickers. Trade ideas flying. Let's go. Let's go. Air horns for that one. We got 100K in Atlas.
Do you buy call options too?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I was a big time options trader. I'm still am, but I lately moved more into stocks. Being the SPACs and everything. But I do call options too. I have a 50 calls on XPEV. I mean, it's in money, but that's what I added in the morning. It went 100%.
Well, yeah. And guys, I hate to butt in, and I apologize, but I've got a group of 8 people waiting for me right now to talk some traffic strategy for Benzinga.com. So I gotta hop off. I'm leaving you two at it. Peace out. Happy trading, guys. And again, subscribe, as every day we're checking in to see who is closest to guessing that Bitcoin price.
Wait. Okay, and Ripster, how old were you? How old were you when you started loving the market? Were you young? Were you old? How old were you?
I was 31 or 32, 5 years ago.
And so 5 years ago, and then you just became this is not just a passion, but a life calling in terms of you're searching whatever you can find, and you've been doing this for years, and you've developed this community. And
yeah,
would you ever? So go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it's a long story. I don't know if we have enough time on this call, but when I started, right, my friend made a lot of money in Planet Fitness, and he say, "Hey man, this goes. Check your IRA." I mean, I had some Facebook or Netflix in IRA. I never cared, but then one day I sat down. Okay, let's try that. And then I saw the price is going double in a day. Why should I invest? I should trade. And that's when it started. I started to look at, what's going on. And at the start, nothing was making sense. I made some money. I lost a lot of money. then I started to jumping in from chat rooms to chat rooms, from gurus to gurus, trying to figure out what is going on. I was studying, but I gave a lot into it. I was doing this 24/7. I was not going to the parties. I sacrificed time with my kids. I sacrificed time with my wife, and I was even when I was restroom, I was looking at charts, what's going on. Then one fine day, I was like, dude, I don't need anyone. I need to find my own system. So I started teaching people, right? I started teaching people, and as I taught people, I learned, teaching people and, learning and going from there. Then I built my own system. And then from my system, I started putting it on stock tweets. I started putting it on Twitter. And from there on, I started making these calls. And then we were in Atlas in 2018. PJ formed this community, and, and this just keeps going on. And then 2020 came, and and then that's history. 2020 was a history. So yeah, I mean, it's a long story, but just to give you a short, info about that.
It's amazing. And what kind of setup do you have? Like, are you multiple monitors? Are you like, how do you do your research? Do you use your iPhone? How do you do your research?
No, so just to give you another background, I'm a consultant, right? I was working as an IT consultant. I have a bachelor's and master's in mechanical engineering. So I was always traveling, flying around before COVID, and I was trying to trade from my phone, trying to research from my work laptop. And since the COVID came, I could sit at home. I made my own, powerhouse trading platform. I have 4 or 5 screens, right? So I research, I use TradingView as my charting platform, right? And then I research on investors.com. That's that William O'Neill platform, right? And then I research on bar chart. I use a lot of Benzinga for the news updates and upgrades, right there. So I research, right? But for me, again, I just look at the fundamentals I mentioned, and investors.com is a pretty good website. You can see the float, market cap, analyst upgrades, news, everything on there. So yeah, so that's what I do for research.
And would you ever start like a hedge fund, like a Pershing Square, or do you like just managing your own money, or how would you ever consider taking other people's money?
No, I won't do that, because I continuously want to do what I'm doing, grow, help, teach people, make money together, and for me it's good karma, right? So the secret of my success is good karma. So back in the day, like 2-3 years ago, I was losing this trade, losing that trade. I was losing my own trades, but I was still helping people, and they were like, "Why are you helping us?" I was like, "Just for good karma." And then the good karma hit this year, I guess, maybe last year it started. So for me, this is what I'm going to keep doing, keep growing as I do. No hedge funds, nothing. We make enough money doing what we do. We don't need to, handle anybody else's money. We can grow more without that.
And as we're talking at ACAM, one of your recommendations just hit a new high. And then the chat is telling me Solo, another one of your recommendations, is up like 15% today. So that ACAM, because I followed you in it. It just keeps moving. I don't really know what ACAM does, but I know you like it. So so in my notes in Benzinga Pro, we have a notes tab for the reason why you bought a trade. And so I wrote down ACAM, and all I have next to it, Ripster. That's all. So I have four trades I just put out, and I put Ripster. And so ACAM already up since you told me, I don't know, a few percent. So that's pretty good.
I mean, once after the merger, that's when I'm going to take another big position. So I'm waiting for that. But of course, it's going to go into mergers. That's what I'm expecting.
Yeah, and it seems like you're just a quality guy that gives more than you receive, and you're trying to just to give and give. And if you guys don't follow Ripster on Twitter, follow him. And you're a person that does a lot of research, and that's why I was asking you about your research setup and how you do your things, because you're awesome, and it'd be awesome, like the people.
No, I appreciate for your kind words. I really appreciate it.
And it's not bullshit. Yeah. It's not bullshit. I see it. There's things. I'll tell you a little secret right now. on Instagram, there's a trader who's really popular. You know, when you become really popular, someone tries to ghost you and then like try to sell you something and like have a fake name of the person. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So right now, someone is trying to sell me a trading software off another guy's name who's really popular, and it's terrible because you're in the. So I'm playing along, so I'm going to video it and put it on the show live to show what this person did and trying to sell this software. And what's terrible is you're popular, Ripster, and you're good, and you give more than you receive. And when you get so popular, people start doing things, and it's just like this thing's going on right now with this guy who's trying to sell me software using someone else's name. And it's like there's so many people that I just don't get. There's so many ways to make money. I just don't get why people cheat and steal
Yeah.
and try to make this like quick buck when you and yeah, when you guys see this conversation, it's crazy.
So I will give you a perspective, right? So I have this premium feed with few of my buddies. We came together. They wanted an investment fee, a long-term swing kind of feed, right? So I joined them and we created this bio and tech trading. It's a separate feed, but it's just something to again to help people, right? I can, the money I make there, I can, I don't want to say that it's not about the money, right? But I don't mention ever. I don't say, oh, go buy this, go buy my thing. It's something on the side. If you want this investment, it's a feed. You go there, have some investment ideas without all the clutter of a public feed. It's right there. Yeah? That's not me, right? So that's the thing. I don't even have haters. Sometimes I feel like I should have more haters. It's a self-criticism you learn. But yeah, it's not me, so I think the good karma has done enough for me. I have made good money, trading more than money. I think I have had a success as a trading, and people trust me, and people believe in me, and I just want to keep that belief and reputation going on as long as this game is on.
And I think you
Yeah.
will, because you're not telling people to get in your stocks. You're giving what you know, and you're just, to be honest, you're just being you. That's at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
You're being you.
Yeah.
And where are you based out of?
Well, I was in Dallas for last 12 years. I mean, that was the home, but I moved to Vancouver this year. A lot of my family is here, so, and, it's beautiful out here. Want some some memories with my kids. So I moved to Vancouver, so settled in Vancouver right now.
No, Vancouver's awesome. Like Vancouver Island is right out. Like it's an awesome place, Vancouver. It's far away from us. We're based. Yeah, we're based here in Michigan. So, Ripster, we'd love to have you on again. I've never had so many stocks. I'm in the stocks, like I said. I bought them after you said it, and it's gonna be interesting to see what happens with the Clover Health and a few of these other ones like ACAM and these other stocks. It's just do you trade on margin ever, by the way?
Sorry?
Ever? Do you ever trade on margin?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I do.
Okay, yeah, that's I started doing that more last year. My dad's been around the block, and he's against margin because you can get yourself in a lot of trouble. But
I mean, mostly for day trading, right? I mean, when you want to day trade, you like a setup, and you want to, I mean, mostly I don't have to, but I have margin. If I have to, I use it for day trading.
Yeah, I mean, you have an opportunity to expand the profits on something that you have strong conviction in. It's like to be able to do what we do right now. It's amazing because you have odds on your side if you're able to put strong conviction by it. And do you disclose publicly like profits or losses, the dollar amounts or anything like that? Do you disclose that kind of stuff?
No, I don't. I disclose my losses, but I never really share how much I'm making or how much I made, or sometimes I disclose my positions, right? Because it's all about percent gains, right? Dollar doesn't make, I can make on $1 million, I make 500,000, same thing on $100, you make $50. So, and other thing is I don't want my followers to have thinking about the dollars. Oh yeah, they go blind. It's not easy. The game is not easy, right? There are sacrifices behind it. So I don't share my profits, at least. I share my losses. I lost 70 grand chasing a penny stock last week. I shared that. I mean, yeah, so.
Yeah. No, I've been there. Well, Ripster, we've taken up too much of your time. This is, longer than we've said, and sorry for the audio or login
No,
issues.
I'm good, man. I'm enjoying it. It's fun, and maybe we can fix these the PC cam next time, and I don't have to hold the phone all the time.
We'll send you a camera if Rohan.
No,
and
I have
our
a camera. It's just it's the browser, that the system, whatever it is. It's all good.
Okay. All right. Just if you need something, we got you. This has been awesome. I mean, there's when you talk to someone good like you that has a kind heart and isn't just trying to sell and giving information in trades. I mean, look, I bought what I do love, like ACAM I got in, and then in the chat, some people are posting, it's a pump and dump. It's a pump and dump. And maybe I don't know what ACAM is, but the only thing I was going to say is I remember when I was holding Tesla, a long time ago, and people said it's a pump and dump. It's a pump and dump. You're going to have haters, and whatever you do, you're going to have people that support it, and the truth will eventually win out, right? That's what I love about the market.
Yeah.
That's
the part of the game.
That's part of the game. So people can say what they want. They can say that whatever, but the game is eventually the truth will win out. And the truth could be 3 years, 5 years, 6 years. I'll tell you one of my bad trading things. Back in the day, Washington Mutual and Countrywide, I was short those stocks. And I was like 23 years old, and I shorted 200 shares of Washington. So I waited for 1 quarter because I thought the bad mortgages would show up. And the CEO is Terry Killinger. So I shorted 200 shares at $41. On the conference call, Terry Killinger goes, "We're only taking $1 billion write-off." The stock goes to $51. So I'm down $2,000 in real money. When I was 23, that was a huge amount of money to me. So I covered the short. So it went to 51, then 53, then down to 0. And I never made money on the short of those stocks, even though I knew they had so much BS in those things, these option arms. It was so crazy what these big companies were doing and got away with. But my point is, it's hard to time these things perfectly. It takes time for these theses to play out. And if anyone thinks that what you're going to say today is going to play out tomorrow, like Cover Health, your positions could be 6 months, a year, 3 years, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it's all about what your risk reward is, right? My risk reward can be different than yours. When you take a position on my idea, the risk reward and management is yours, right? If you cannot make that decision, what's your risk and reward on Richter's idea? That's on you, that's not on me, right? And when the position moves today, tomorrow, or day after, right, it's a win. If it's a good reward for me, then it's good. But if you bought high and it just barely went high, then there was never a reward for you. So
yep, exactly. Well, keep sharing your knowledge with the world. We'll get these videos out there. I want people to see the man behind the trades, because there's a man behind the trades that people need to learn about, and learn about how you really focused in on this industry 5 years ago, and really owned your craft by doing the hard work and the diligence. So thank you for sharing your tools, your ideas, and everything, and just being out there and not hiding behind anything. So totally appreciate it. Thank you for coming on.
I really appreciate it. And what Benzinga is doing, this is great. I know you guys did something in the morning, right? Some morning show, but when we started Power Hour, it's amazing. People, great community you have created. Love it. Thank you, and thank you for bringing me over. Maybe we can come over again sometime, talk more about stocks, and
And I promise not to keep you as long, but this has just been awesome. And I've had fun. I made 4 trades, I think, on these things. I don't know how long I'll stay in each one, but I've made some trades. And it's one thing to put something in your watch list and not take action on it. I like taking action and then building a position. I try to buy in 3 different increments. So I appreciate it, and we'll see how they do. And if they don't do well, Rip, it's not your fault. I'm the one who's clicking the trigger. Like, I hate when people say, oh my God, what happened? I'm clicking the trigger. That's it. You didn't click my mouse. You didn't put anything in, you just gave me an idea in my head. I chose, right?
And we'll make up. If it doesn't work, we'll make up for it with something that works. That's what I always do. If my trade fails, I feel bad. Then I make up for it. I find a trade. I mean, it's not in our hand, but at least, for my followers, it's my, I feel and even though I don't have to, it feels for me that I need to make up. And it's a challenge for me because I grow, I learn from mistakes, a failed trade. So yeah, we'll find you another one, Jason. If it doesn't work.
I
All
like
right, my
that.
friend.
I like that. You didn't accept that thing. You're like, all right, if it doesn't work, I'll find you another one, Jason. You're the man. All right, it was good talking to you. Maybe
Thanks,
I'll
man.
see you in Vancouver sometime. Thanks for coming on, and have a great day, man.
I appreciate it.
All right, that guy is the man. I mean, he is the man. Kind-hearted, giving ideas. And yeah, it was, you know, it was tough in the sense to do the interview, and there's so many people in the room trying to give questions to ask, and I was trying to ask all the questions. I'm trying to get you all your questions answered, and I did as many as I could. I saw the feedback from Jack Smith or someone that was talking in circles. But you guys, we're here for you. We're here for the community. My wife is in the other room laughing because she's like, yeah, you do that a lot, Jason. But he's great. Listen to his ideas. We bring show guests like that on, you know, ideally every day, and like and subscribe to the channel. If you have any feedback for us, send an email to, I guess, me. I don't have a show thing yet. So jason@benzinga.com. And you probably see Benzinga's news on other brokerages. But if you use like Robinhood or something like that, send a note to Robinhood that they should add more Benzinga news on their platform or data. And if you do that and send me a screenshot, I'll send you a Benzinga t-shirt. Just send your size, your address, and we'll send you some Benzinga swag. Send a note to Robinhood and let them know they should add some more Benzinga news or why is it moving. But you guys are awesome. So does Benzinga in front of the news? They're always like Lou Pasternak. I don't know what you mean by that. We have a newsroom of about 30 to 40 people that are covering the news. If it's earnings, we're doing the math on the earnings. We timestamp against our competitors. We're usually in the 1, 2, or 3 place. In the 1 place, 76% of the time. 2 place, usually 98th percentile. We stamp this. We're one of the largest. You know, we're one of the largest vendors of financial news to the North American brokerage space. If you're on Ameritrade, TradeStation, Interactive Brokers, we also have a data team that does earnings, ratings, corporate events. The reason we started data was only because we had the wrong data for earnings for Green Mountain Coffee like 6 years ago, and we got in trouble from the brokerage because like we had the wrong date. But we were getting the date from Reuters at the time, and so we're like, is there a better way to do this? So now we do the earnings data ourselves, which is a big process. We have a 25-person data team. It's a full-time operation. There's about 105 team members at Benzinga. If you think, I don't know if you're looking, we need some help on our social media and we have other holes at our company that we're trying to fill, you can go to jobs.benzinga.com. Or if you think there's things that we should do, shoot me an email, jason@benzinga.com. Send bullet points or DM me on Twitter. I'm just at Jason Raznick. We only know what we know. The community's smart out here, and if there's any ideas you guys have or looking to do something, we're into experiments. We're into testing things.
Right, Jason.
So
don't want to cut you off here, but we have Chris Randone waiting. You want to bring him on?
I was going to finish my 1 second. I didn't know you had Chris Randone waiting, so wish you had told me that earlier. Where is Aaron in the chat? I don't see anyone in the chat. Aaron, oh, there he is. Aaron should have, like how my name is blue, he should have one of those blues. That's why I didn't see it. Before you bring Chris on, so you guys can just DM me on Twitter, but there's something I was going to say. You threw me off. I had something to say on Twitter. You can DM. You can our Twitter feed. You can make it better. Our Instagram. But we have like 25 full-time or 25 full-time developers. So we can build some cool stuff if you guys have any ideas. And it may not be stuff for Benzinga. Maybe something that you want in your own trading for the community. We don't care. We just like to build stuff. We like to create stuff from nothing. But thank you guys for being here. And yes, bring on Chris Randone, the man, the myth, another man, myth, the legend who has a great story, has a book on Amazon. I don't see his face. There he is, Chris Randone. Google him. You guys can see he's a best-selling author. Chris, are you there? Can you hear me? No, I can't hear. He can't hear me. He can't hear me. I can't hear him. Come on, Brohan, producer Rohan. Let's go. Give Chris Randone's thing in the chat so people know who Chris Randone is. Chris, can you hear me now? Try it one more time. But can you talk?
I think Chris can hear you, but I can't hear Chris, even though I see his bars moving. So,
did
Chris,
try?
can you just unmute and mute your microphone real quick?
Chris is a trader, guys. And here, let's go. I'll pull him up right now. You guys can see. Here you go. One sec, guys. All right. Put some music on while you're figuring it out. Put some music on. There's Ripster stocks. They're listed there. Okay. All right. So I guess they're working to get Chris working. His mic is muted, they're saying. So Chris is a trader. Guys, look. Chris, okay, I'll put Chris is an awesome trader. Let me put him in the thing. You guys don't know him yet, but here we go. Chris Rendon is an awesome trader. Here he is. I'll put his Twitter link in here for you. Almost 60,000 followers. Here he is. Give him a follow on Twitter, guys. Chris Rendon. See it right there? You guys see him? 55,000. He's been trading. He's been giving us good picks for a while, to be honest. So you should check him out, and hopefully he'll be on in 1 second. While we're waiting, are we ready, Rohan, for that? Is that what I'm seeing?
Not quite yet.
He's been trading CCI. So a couple of stocks Chris has been trading is CLOV, which you guys know, CCIV. He's also, what else is he in? Let's see what else we got.
This is a note for Chris, just so he can fix this problem. Chris, can you look at the chat button in the video call? You can message me directly there.
Yeah, get him on. Let's go, because we're already so late. All right. Any questions for me as Chris is coming on? Any questions for me? If you have any questions for me, let me know. If you don't have any questions for me, it's okay. But if you have questions for me, let me know. So, and I'll answer anything. SWBK. I like my switchback. The battery, I use it to charge my car when I go to the airport. The SPAC is up like 10% today. I've been buying more of that. So let's go to, here is me. I don't put as much of the trades as I should on Twitter, but here is myself. I definitely use leverage for trading. I definitely do. All right. Yeah, so $2,000 COVID relief checks, that would be good. Yeah, Michael, you guys, Tyler, Michael, you guys want to know about GHIV. What do you guys want to know about it? I know it very well. I would argue to say in this chat, and I mean, everyone's smart, and LTHM I've owned for 4 years now. But GHAV, I would beckon to say I'm one of the more knowledgeable guys of that company. You guys understand what it does and why it's different than other companies in the mortgage space? Yes, I own some GHAV. I know the company very well. So, and there you go. You can follow I put my Twitter in there. Zach Morris. If you want Zach Morris, do this. Okay, hold on 1 second. You want Zach Morris to come on? Well, Chris, Rohan, what's up with the situation with the Twitter? I mean, with the live thing.
I think we have him. I just heard him. Chris, why don't you try to say something? Yeah, we're good. All right, he's a little quiet. Let's boost his volume. Chris, let's see. Go ahead and talk a bit, Chris.
Yeah. What's going on?
All right, I think we hear you.
Chris, you there?
Yeah, man. What's going on, Jason? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. So I was looking at your Twitter feed a couple minutes ago. I'm seeing that you're actively trading like you always do, right?
Yeah, of course. Right now, I think last time we discussed, I was real big in IPOC originally when it was named that at around 11, and then PIC in at 12, and then obviously we saw that huge run at the merger when it went all the way up to 36. Got out at like 28, 29, and then got back in now here in the 19s when it dropped down. So yeah, those were two pretty solid trades last time we spoke on here.
So you said did you say IPOC?
Well, I mean, obviously IPOC is Clover Health now, which I'm sure we're going to talk about. Definitely want to break down some things with that because I feel like there's a lot of emotional traders. Obviously, we can see that day to day, and not really understanding some of these SPACs and some of the growth potential and where they stand. And a lot of people want to see these 100% gains every single day, which, as we know, is pretty unrealistic. Yeah, there are those rare occasions, but it's about Clover Health that I think people don't understand or they're not identifying that really holds the true potential to this stock and where it's going and why it's a stock of great value right now. So definitely would love to dive into that. And GHIV, I heard you just talk about, that's another big one that I'm in right now. That obviously has the merger coming up here in about, I think about 6 or 7 trading days. So there's a lot of things with GHIV too that, people just can't close the gap on. They're just getting in these trades, but they need to really understand the foundation in order for them to have a little bit of reassurance and confidence within their trade. Because if not, then they go down this rabbit hole and they self-destruct in their trading.
Yeah. So why do you think everyone's talking about GHIV right now? Like, what in the chat or you guys? What do you think it is?
I think for many, you look at GHIV. Obviously, you have the floor of 10, right? And a lot of people got in at the 10s or the early 11s, and they see the SPAC name, right? Like SPAC. So SPAC, automatically people think, oh, it's going to run 100%. Oh, it's going to run 200%. But every single one has a different situation, right? A lot of the EV ones really took off because of the hype, because of the growth potential and where everything's transitioning as far as EV in the space of really eliminating gas vehicles. But, people also see GHIV as maybe there is some upside there. They look at Rocket Mortgage, right? Rocket Mortgage came in at an IPO and it ran to $35. Then it obviously dropped all the way back down to 1920 where it's trading at now. But I think what we're trying to understand with GHIV is what's the realistic expectation, right? Obviously, we know they're the largest wholesale lender out there right now, and they're the second largest originator compared to Rocket Mortgage. But when you look at other things as far as GHIV, right, is you look at Alec Gore. Alec Gore is the one that has the SPAC holding right now. You saw what he did with Laser. He also did with Hostess as well, 2 significant runs for those companies. So as far as maybe run potential, that definitely can be there when you look at it from that aspect. But I think the way that you need to look at it is you need to look at the potential growth with GHIV, right? The volume lately has been encouraging. You got to look at what Alec Gore is doing, right, and what the company is doing. So when you look at the ownership percentage, they're not looking to cash out when this transitions, right? If you look at the investor deck, if you look at what's happening, they're looking to raise capital for growth. They're not looking to raise capital to cash out. When you look at the revenue growth, the EPS growth, the PEG ratios, the way that they're indicated right now, it's well below value, in my honest opinion. And when you just look at those numbers alone, and if you look at the comparison of them and Rocket Mortgage, you would want to consider that it should be trading at least at a premium in comparison to them, okay? They also have better profit margins than Rocket Mortgage. And I think the biggest thing that's getting underlooked right now, Jason, is the fact of the dividend. It's very rare that you see a company come into an IPO, especially a SPAC, which this up to date is going to be the largest SPAC valuation up to date so far since SPACs have really come out into Wall Street. But they're going to be giving an annual dividend. Now, it might be paid out quarterly. I don't know yet the necessary specifics, but I think that alone will drive a cash injection as far as investors who do like to invest in stocks with growth, with dividend potential. And that's something that Rocket Mortgage doesn't offer. So I think that there's a couple things that I think get overlooked because they're so into the hype SPAC craze. But this is a stock that I think provides tremendous value when you look at just those key metrics alone.
No, you definitely know a lot about it, and how it like the dividend you mentioned, the valuation. I think it was like at a 13 billion. So I think they were saying it at a discount and have some long-term investors. Like you said, it's different than Rocket. Rocket is retail, wholesale, and United is wholesale. And it works with the brokerages, and it made the experience better. There's a company called Flagstar Bank, and even like Wells Fargo, who are wholesalers too, and Wells Fargo is retail. But United, they reinvented the wholesale space, and so there's a lot of excitement there. And I think that people look at the technology they get for the wholesaler. So I think what you talk about Gore's being successful with the other SPACs, I think that's another reason, like you said, that the excitement is there. And maybe the dividend. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see what happens on that that conversion date. But it's like, to me, like there's Bank Mobile or something, mobile, like there's other SPACs that get converted and doesn't get the kind of like people talking about it like this one does. And I just wonder how these things,
it's not attractive. It's not as attractive that some would think. But I think also I think one thing that it's important is when you look at the compound annual growth and you compare them with Rocket Mortgage, if you look at like 2019, I believe, to 2022, the revenue growth of the CAGR, I mean, UWM, I think, is at like over 60%. Rocket Mortgage is only at 24. When you look at the EPS growth, UWM's at like 80%, I believe, and Rocket, I believe, is all the way down at 35%. So you're looking at this, in comparison relative to, their peers or per se their competition. And the financial outlook is pretty impressive. But, we do live in a time now in a generation, Jason, where sometimes, revenues, sometimes, growth doesn't necessarily hold weight. And sometimes it could be not necessarily attractive as maybe like the EV market or the weed sector or big tech.
No, but one of the cool things about this SPACs that I don't know if it's talked about enough.
Hey, Chris, are you there?
You're relatively new, but I'm just saying the SPACs are given opportunities to invest like you in an earlier, in an earlier time than it used to be. So I think that is an opportunity. When you find the good ones, you can get in early.
Absolutely. And I think you mentioned a good point, or Ripster mentioned a good point before. It's like, it's the expectation, right? It's the expectation that really hurts investors because of maybe what we've seen with other stocks that run so fast, so hard, or they miss the opportunity, the FOMO, and then they get into a stock where they just have the same expectation. But sometimes, things take time, or things need to take place in order for these stocks to move. But when you look at the floor and you look at like that $10 range and you're in at $11 or $12 and it's almost trading near there as well, how much risk is in comparison to the actual reward that could be there in the foreseeable future.
Yeah, absolutely. So, absolutely. And, they're back to that, they're a Michigan-based company, and, I have friends that work there, friends that work at both companies, and, we're just information vehicle. And I can bring on the CEO of that company. I can bring the CEO, both, any of those companies. So, and maybe I should to get some more color on it and why they're so big in the wholesale space. And some of those guys are actually listening to you talk about it right now. So that's kind of fun. There are people we're just listening to who are heavy hitters at those firms. So that's a good one. So that's it came a little late. You got to rewind. You got to rewind it. But so you've been buying GHIV for those reasons of dividend, the earnings growth, and the couple of the things you were talking about, which were outline like the four reasons why, just to sum up why you're buying GHIV.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the compound annual growth for them in comparison to Rocket, that sticks out a lot, especially the profit margins, the annual dividend, absolutely, and where they're priced currently. I mean, in my opinion, I believe that they should be trading at a premium where Rocket's trading at least. And so when you look at also the potential growth and really what they're doing with their technology, there's a radical shift. Like we mentioned before, they're the number one largest wholesale lender, and the way that they operate, the way with the brokerage accounts, it's starting to see a significant higher percentage of overall mortgages being originated through that process. So I'm on board with it. I was in the Rocket situation. I did a lot of DD on Rocket and rode that all the way up to the 30s. Had a lot of contracts where I did make a mistake where I didn't sell at the top, where I lost a significant amount of profit. But I believe that GHIV does definitely room to run. And I do believe that at one point here, maybe in the foreseeable future, they will be trading at the same premium of Rocket for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I have people in the chat right now saying, should I move more to GHIV from Tesla? I mean, it's just crazy, the zeitgeist of how everything works. But yeah, I think they're both good companies, and they're we'll get more color on the company as it gets closer to the date. You know, bring on the leadership and explain what their business model is, so people can fully understand and I think it's you know, a good one. So now let's move on to a couple more of your picks. What else do you like?
Clover, man. This one is it's very interesting to see the bearish sentiment versus the bull sentiment. And I think where the huge gap is, Jason, right now is understanding truly what this company does and where they're going. When you look at them in comparison to their competitors, right? Their growth right now is such at a high level. They're growing 2 to 3 times faster than their 8 or 9 years competitors. But what stands out the most is their technology. And I think people need to understand how it works, because their software and how they focus on behavioral data and taking this heterogeneous data and really providing a solution to help improve the quality of life of patients becomes a huge disruptor. They're cheaper, they're faster, and some would say and argue that their software and technology is better. And when that happens in this scenario, you cause a huge disruption and you grow really fast, as what we've been seeing. The partnership with Walmart, I feel like, is going underlooked, especially with how Walmart is really trying to branch out and take a huge significant stake in the healthcare industry. People look at Clover and they just say, oh, Medicare and healthcare, and that's it. But what they're not really focusing on the core substance, and that's the software and the technology that's focused on consumers and physicians, where you're able to help doctors be able to provide a specific solution instead of guessing and trying to figure out, okay, let's try this, well, let's try this, let's try that. You're taking all this wonderful data that the software creates, and what it does is it closes the gap and helps identify the root problem. So you're providing the most optimal solution for these patients. And what takes place is, not only do you see a reduced rate in hospital visits and doctor visits, but you're seeing also these group of the population getting the actual care that they need. You know, 7 out of 10 people 65 or older, they suffer from a chronic disease and they need the most help. What's also interesting is that this group of 65-year-olds is the largest growing populated group in America. And the biggest thing about this is that when you look at Medicare, it's hugely supported by the Democrats. Well, Biden's going to be taking presidency here, and one of his main priorities that he wants to do is lower the age to 60. Well, what happens then at that point? Now you look at the revenues that have already been kind of forecasted and already kind of budgeted out over the next few years. Well, that changes significantly, because now you're looking at another pool of people that is part of this largest growing populated group in America. So you have to ask yourself is what am I really investing in? Am I investing in, just the short term, or am I investing in something that actually is being undervalued currently? Because they are technology first. And what happens is, when you're technology first, it's cheaper to scale and to grow. And that's what they're doing. And this market is growing by $1 billion each week. So you have to look at this and say, well, what happens when revenue or earnings come out? What happens when they announce another partnership? Because Walgreens and CVS seem to be working with Clover as well. And this is going to really change as they continue to move in and month out, growing county by county, state by state. And this software can be now a primary source for all physicians across the entire country. And don't forget, they're also operating in Hong Kong as well. And this is what's going to really take them to the next level. You have to understand, technology is not being looked at the way it is with Clover. And this is why that this is going to be one of these stocks that really catch people off guard. And all of a sudden, you're going to be seeing it trading near its competitors like Humana, like United, which we have to also keep in mind. Majority of these healthcare stocks, they're trading over $100 per share. So it's only a matter of time till we see Clover close the gap, people understand it, stop looking at it in a way where it's just healthcare focused. And also, more importantly, you have it backed by Google. You also have Chamath This is one of his SPACs, and those are two people, excuse me, that I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I feel confident in, and staying long term with this. I mean, short term, absolutely. I think that there should have been more of a pop with the merger, but I got to tell you, if you're in here and you're stressing because maybe you're bag holding, I don't think that necessarily that's the case. I think that we're in a great situation here, especially for the foreseeable future.
Got it. Okay. No, that I hearing you say that on Clover, I really identify with. I was at their headquarters about 5 years ago, and you said it's like a software company, and it's reinvented for the 21st century. I'm not really into Clover, and it makes me want to buy it. So, would you buy call options on it?
You're not in yet?
No, as of today, hold on. Let's see. I don't want to lie. So I thought maybe I bought when he was talking about it. I'm in for a medium position. Okay. I bought it today. So, yep, I'm in Clover. I should have bought it earlier, but yeah, I'm in now. Not a huge position. Okay. I got to find something to sell today. I need to find something to sell. Ford is finally moving. 974. Wow. I got to find something. So yeah, I like what you said on it, and I think it's a long-term. I think it's a nice long-term play on that one. So, all right. So now, what else are you anything you're selling instead of buying?
I bought some contracts for NIO, and I'll be riding that here, for some time. They just got a couple different price target upgrades, and I feel like this is one situation where I think we could see NIO trading, at $80, $85 here sooner rather than later. And then I think another big one that I got into yesterday, and this is really about the rumor, but the so much upside, is Churchill Capital, CCIV. I got in at like the 12s, and then I bought a little bit more in the early 13s. But they announced yesterday, Bloomberg, that there's a potential merger happening with Churchill Capital and Lucid Motors. Are you familiar with Lucid?
Yes. I'm
okay.
Yes, I know. Pretty cars.
Okay. So this is very interesting in a lot of ways, because if that's the case, and where it's trading right now, you could see a significant run here if they finally confirm that this is what's going to happen with CCIV. Now, a lot of people have already, the stock jumped, I think, like 30-something% yesterday. But what's really interesting is that this is very, very significant upside. This is probably a company that can really compete with Tesla. If you really do the research, it's insane. But one telltale sign is the hiring surge that's taking place over the last 24 hours with Lucid Motors. And one of the big ones is a director of investor relations that was just posted yesterday at the same time of the rumor coming out, which has been on Yahoo, on Bloomberg. So, there's significant sources here. And also, they just got done building one of the largest in Arizona. I think it was completed in December of 2020. And this will be the plant where they plan to produce 400,000 units annually. So this is not something where we have to wait, because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, later on this year, they will be coming out with 2 high-priced EV vehicles. So, if you look at what's going to happen here shortly, there is speculation that this could be trading, $30, $50 per share sooner rather than later if the rumors confirm. So I'm really big on CCIV. We don't know if it's legit or how much it's true, but the sources all kind of line up. Everything's lining up. So, it's a little gamble that I think will pay off significantly if it holds true.
Yeah, I think that is one that people keep talking about. Now, if that holds true, if it doesn't hold true, what's the protect? Like, how, does it get killed? What happens? I guess you have the $10 thing, but what happens? That's one thing I think about. If it does.
I think you would. I think you're right. If you got in at the, if you're in right now, I think you have to, say, okay, what am I willing to risk? If I'm willing to risk 10%, then okay, maybe that might be a little extreme. What about 5%? At the end of the day, there's risk with any trade that we get involved in, and I understand that. So, if you're looking at a position right now, And, you know, you look at the upside, but what's the downfall? I mean, is it the $10 floor? Is it the $11 kind of range that it's been trading in before this jump? It's not going to go past lower than that. And then also, you know, it's a blank check company, right? So they're going to be merging or wanting to merge with some company. I don't know. I think the rumors, they hold a lot of weight right now. It seems to be very true. So CCIV, I'm very big in it.
I agree. So I agree. I don't own that one yet. I should, but I don't. Now, someone asked me, but since you've written that book about anxiety and mental health, they asked, what do you do with anxiety while you're trading? How do you handle anxiety while you're trading?
I mean, that's a great question. I think
it's probably not the right time to ask it. It's probably not the right time to ask it because I have some sort of meeting I don't know what this meeting is. Let me just see if I can go longer what this is. Wait, it's not on my calendar now. Why did I just get a pop-up that was on my calendar? Okay, that's beautiful. How do you handle anxiety while you're trading, I guess?
So every morning I wake up at 5 a.m. Pacific time, sometimes 4:30 because obviously of the market. What I do is I start the day with meditation and listening to high frequency music, usually 528 hertz for about 30 minutes to an hour. I do stretching, I do yoga, I do meditation. And what I'm doing is I'm trying to set my tone for the day mentally. And I'm trying to allow myself to just let go and also be in a place of peace and allow myself to be emotionally stable. The reason being is because the market can really affect your emotions psychologically and really hurt you mentally as well. And so how do you trade with anxiety? I still get anxiety. Even throughout the day, I'll get a little nervous or, you know, that's when you take a little hiatus for a second. Deep breathing exercises are incredible, journaling, and also just understanding what took place during that situation. Let's just say you got into a trade, you bought in at the top. I think it's important to register that and understand what you did wrong, because also, you know, you're feeling the mistakes that you made. And so you can't just blame the anxiety. There was something that took place before that. So I think it's just being aware, being present. And at the end of the day too, is you can't attach yourself emotionally to the market. If you're trading the market just to see a 100% runner, you are going to set yourself up for failure every single time. I think you have to understand what patience really means. Being calm and understanding that things don't always go as planned. And so you have to be able to adapt and to adjust. And I think you also have to have a clear understanding that things can go wrong. You will lose money in trades. And you have to be willing to accept it. And I think once you're willing to let go and detach yourself emotionally, you will become a significantly better trader sooner rather than later.
Got it. So, and you're good at that. And in terms of like, you're able to look back at yourself and be aware of yourself. Do you get up at 5 a.m. every day to spend that time to do it? Or have you always been an early riser and you're like, I'm just going to change my time and at 5 a.m. I'm going to do this?
I think it's a lifestyle now. I think, you know, in my early 20s, well, I mean, in high school, you know, I weighed like 300 pounds. Like I was a big kid. I was like an offensive lineman. And I think that started the trend of anxiety, right? It created the insecurities. It created the self-doubt, the self-limiting beliefs. But in my early 20s, I had already lost a bunch of weight, but I had made a radical shift where I read a couple books that helped me understand how powerful your morning sets the tone for the rest of the day. If you wake up with negative energy, there's no doubt in my mind you're going to have the worst day. If you wake up and you're lazy, you're not being productive, you know, you're playing a victim, your day is going to go that way. It's just not going to change throughout the day. It just doesn't happen. So I realized that in order to make a radical shift, you need to really create a lifestyle that you hold value to, that you're disciplined. And that's kind of how I look at my day-to-day now. When I wake up, I give thanks, and I know that I need to make sure no matter if I'm in the worst mood or not, I need to just be mentally stable, clear myself, have peace, and then move forward. And honestly, man, it feels great. You know, when I see things happening on the news that I try not to watch or see things going on, it doesn't really affect me because I'm in control of how I feel. I don't let things, you know, externally affect my mood and my happiness. So, you know, once you reclaim that power, I mean, honestly, man, you can achieve anything. I truly believe that.
And is it discipline for you, or is it more like this is who I am?
I think it's both. I think it's definitely who I am, but I think also it's, self-care, and really taking care of yourself. We have a body. I kind of compare it to a plant, right? You water it, you soil it, you give it sunshine, you give it air, it lives and it's green and it feels good. Same thing with us, we got to take care of our bodies mentally and physically. So all these things, really help create a better quality of life. And I truly believe that if you take those steps and you add some discipline to that, you could do great things, man. You could really change the world, even if it's just one person.
Yeah, and we should have a whole show on that, because I mean I try to like lose weight, and I start it, and then I'm all excited for 2 days, and then day 3 I'm like at night I'm hungry, and I go and eat my kids' gummies.
Yep.
Like, how do I stop that? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, you know what it is sometimes you get bored, and you're looking for just like a quick fix to give you some serotonin to pass some time, and you're like, oh well, I'm gonna eat, right? It definitely happens. I think in those situations you got to distract yourself, and then you create this habit. So if you're getting hungry in the middle of the night, what distraction can you do? Maybe you write a blog, maybe you read a book, maybe maybe you go for a walk. Oh, I'm craving my kids' gummies. You know what? I'm gonna go take a walk instead, and just really do something beneficial to your body. You continue to do that, you create a habit. That habit now becomes a lifestyle.
Yeah. Okay. So it's the habit. I'm gonna have to check in with you or something. If you can get me to somehow get healthy and go from 210 to like 175, I'll build you a statue too. Yeah.
I could write you a plan, man. I'll write you a plan. It'll help you shed weight like that, but also create a new lifestyle where you won't gain that weight back for sure.
But you could write me a plan. That's not the issue. It's me following through on the plan, right?
Well, it's kind of like investing, right? You're investing money to make money, right? So what are you going to do to invest in yourself? What's the benefit of you getting healthier, looking better, feeling good? But more importantly, think about this. If you have children, if you have a wife, then you got to think about long term, right? Oh, well, if I'm healthier, I can be more active with my children. I can go ahead and do more things with my wife. I can travel more. And more importantly, that makes you feel good. When you put things in front of you to incentivize you, then you have a reason to do it. So sometimes it needs to be an external thing, like family, like your wife, where you want to be around, your health is a priority. And when you do that, then it's worth putting the work in. Then it's worth being disciplined. And that's something where that's that passion that'll come into play, and that'll override the temptation.
Got it. Okay. All right. Sorry for the interjection. You guys know Chris Rendon is on Twitter. You guys, he's good in these picks. We talked CCIV, which he loves. We talked Clover Health. We talked GHIV. Any other things you want to talk about, Mr. Rendon?
I think get ready for a disruption in the gambling industry. Texas just came out today. They're thinking about pushing online sports gambling. We saw Cuomo last week. He's going to put it out there to go ahead and try to get approved for online sports gambling. You're going to see a significant shift with DraftKings. I think that this is the time where they start pushing towards competing with Penn. Penn can only operate online via Pennsylvania right now. Now, I don't bet against Dave Portnoy because he's just too damn good. They have so much real estate across the country with casinos. But it takes time to get regulated and state by state. It takes time to create a presence. And DraftKings really has that domination right now as far as the presence online. And we're seeing the states that have been getting approved see a significant influx in revenue and how much money is being wagered. So I think they're all valuable. I think the Golden Nugget's valuable. DraftKings is extremely valuable. Penn, you're going to start seeing them steadily grow here. When more and more states now start coming into play. States need to make up debt. One way to pay debt off is by taxing something new. Well, why not tax something that's becoming such a huge multi-billion-dollar industry where sports gambling is just on the rise more and more ever so often. So be prepared for that. If you see a down day, I don't mind getting some long-term contracts in DraftKings. I think that's a great play. Same thing with Penn too. So be on the lookout for the gambling industry.
Yeah, I like Penn because there's a lower valuation, and I think there's something to do with licenses and being in states. I think DraftKings uses some of Penn's licenses for it, but I know DraftKings definitely has a bigger name when it comes to being the gambling app for sure. Penn will launch in Detroit, I think, at the end of this month, and then other states I guess will follow after. But yeah, I hear you. DraftKings has become like a default, and will Penn be there? We'll see. I think it has lower valuation, and Dave Portnoy can take anything and make it gold, basically, seems like.
I see there are talks about Fubo, to integrate with their streaming services with gambling software. If they really can create significant guidance and help us understand how they're going to really work with this sports book that they're trying to integrate, that'll be crazy. Because if you could imagine, if you're able to trade with your remote on the TV and place bets while you're watching the game, that could be an interesting little situation for Fubo. So I don't mind it. I think Fubo is definitely going places, especially with them understanding how important sports and gambling is as well. So I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, that's interesting. And you could also say Comcasting could be a play. And they're throwing a bunch of other ones in the chat too.
Yeah, I see a bunch.
TSCRF, which I think is a Canadian one, and they have earnings tomorrow. Then they're talking about then they want Zoom. I still own Zoom. I don't know if that's bad or good, but I still own Zoom. Do you know this other one he's talking about, the TSCRF?
I see HOFV. That's a smaller price point. That one definitely has the opportunity because they are partnered with Caesars, so I don't mind it. I just try to focus on the main gunners right now because we've seen them make significant highs and then all of a sudden they had significant pullbacks as well.
Agreed.
I'm okay with all of. I'm okay with all of it.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, and a lot of people are trying to score on it's like back in the day when crypto was big, like several years ago, on the OTC, 10% of the companies, or maybe it was 7%, changed their name to have crypto in their name somehow. And so I feel like there's a lot of companies that maybe weren't, straight gambling and trying to, change their name to be gambling, but that's not for everyone.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that that is something.
I think the weed sector is also interesting. There is a penny stock that has been heavily talked about lately that I think also I believe in as well is SNDL. I got in the 50s. I'm still holding it currently. I think we could definitely see a push to $1. But as we start seeing more and more legislation and more legality purposes take place with weed here, especially with the Biden administration, if that all comes to fruition, I think SNDL is great. I think it definitely could take that same route as ACB. So don't be surprised. SNDL, I think that's a great weed play if you're looking for a cheap penny stock.
Yeah, they've been at some of our Benzinga cannabis conferences. You go to BZ Cannabis, you can see them. They've been there. I'm not in that one. The two weeds I own are Terrascen, which is TRSSF, and then Curaleaf, CURLF. But the Sundial, I don't know them that well. I'll put them on my watch list. But yeah, that is definitely a penny stock now. I think they show any insider transactions now. Could be good. I don't know. You never know on this one. So I'll put it on my thing. With cannabis becoming legal and government's so in debt now, they're going to make cannabis legal a lot of places. So it's going to be a different marketplace for sure. Chris, so you have a lot of stock picks too, man. So that if you guys wanted stock picks, you came to the right place. I mean, these are guys that do the research. I mean, through Chris, through Rapster, earlier. I mean, like Elite, you got guys doing the research, making stock picks, and they do the diligence. If you have any other, Chris, another time, come on. And then I think we should do a half an hour show about anxiety and mental health. I think we should, just about, in trading, but in life. I really like your work schedule, getting up at 5 a.m. Honestly, I want to do it a day in the life of you. Like, I think it's awesome what you're doing. And that discipline is awesome. What time do you go to bed at?
Around 10 o'clock. Sometimes, 10:30, 11. It really all depends on what I'm doing at night.
Yeah, so I'll get with Rohan to get us or with Aaron to get us mental health half an hour thing. We'll do it after one of the power hours, and we'll just do like a half an hour mental health thing, and we'll either do it as a separate show or what have you. But let's do it. People want stocks, but we're not going to give you stocks then. I think this stuff could change your life for the good. I mean, if I, like Chris said, and I have family, if I can be healthy, be more productive, do all that kind of stuff. I mean, there's so many different things. And, the market's going up and great, but there's going to be times when it's going down. There's going to be a lot of anxiety that people have. And if there's ways to channel it and deal with it through meditation or other things, let Chris talk about it. Chris has a book on Amazon. What's the title of the book again?
Transformation. So it's a book and a workbook. Yeah, it's a 28-day workbook that allows you to really change your energy, change your mindset, change your life. It's pretty dope, man. So far it's been great feedback from all the people that have been reading it and getting involved and applying it to their day to day. So it's a book to help you reclaim your power, become powerful, and really change your life.
All right, buy that book, guys. Chris, thank you for coming on. Come on again. Follow Chris on Twitter. I gave his name in the chat. I'll give it again, I guess, right now. Let's see. What's your Twitter name, Chris? It's just Chris Randone. I had it in the chat, but what is it, Chris?
Yeah, at Chris Randone. Yeah.
At Chris Randone.
At Chris Randone. Mm-hmm.
Yep, at Chris Randone. So follow him on Twitter. Yeah, someone else did it. You guys are good. Thank you. Thank you, Aaron. Okay. Aaron, next time make it a link so they can click on it so it's easier than just having to copy paste. I know you said Golden Nugget. All right. Well, thank you, man, for coming on. Sorry for being a little late, and hope to do it again soon. All right.
Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. Take care.
Yep. Yep. Thank you. Rohan, are you there?
I'm here, Jason.
All right, Rohan, we need to get these 2 questions. Open the app. Give me 2 questions because these guys are getting mad at me.
All right. I'm opening the app. Let's see.
Rohan, I got to see how much in debt I'm in now because I bought a bunch of stocks during that. I don't know what the heck I was doing. And, I got to get out of some of that stuff. That was crazy. That was a long show today.
Very long show today. Just got a couple more things before we close it out. Of course, we have to ask Jason. Today is grade 2. Is Jason smarter than a second grader? And then, of course, we have some studio renders to show to the audience, see what they're liking. And got to plug the podcast real quick.
The podcast thing you have to reinstall because you have to put the old ones in, right?
Yep. So I had someone email me about that, kind of getting together and figuring out the process on that. It's going to happen.
I think you should just start over for the power hour. Just delete the new ones and just start over and just put the old ones to now.
I can talk with you afterwards, but the problem is if we start putting the old ones, then we can't have so every day it'll be mixed up. You see what I'm saying? Because if I upload today's, but I'm also uploading 200 days ago on the same day.
Hold on, that's what I'm saying. You're not going to upload today's.
But don't people want to see today's show? They want to hear it, right?
That we can't. We have to. It'll get caught up eventually. If you get rid of the ones from today, yesterday, don't upload today's. Upload the last 10, and then upload another 10 tomorrow. And then once we're caught up, then you'll start doing daily. I mean, you said don't they want to hear the today in the podcast? Sure, but we didn't have the podcast 2 years ago or 6 months ago. What's the difference?
You have a point there. You have a point. I think there's a way to backdate them though, so that's why I want to just I think there's a way to upload them before. My
suggestion is just to delete and go from there. But okay. But go ahead with what you want to do. How would I show the studio renderings? Is there a link? Put it in the chat.
I have it pulled up in vMix here. It's just 2 images. I just want to get a quick 1-2 on what.
Okay, I'll look on YouTube.
I don't have it pulled it up yet. I'm gonna show you in a minute here, Jason. All right. So if the audience is ready for this part, basically, here in the office, we're gonna build a studio to run the show from, to run our other shows from. Pretty much the center of Benzinga content. We want this to look super polished, super clean. We'll be hosting podcasts, live shows from here. And basically, what we need from you guys is to pick. We have two studio renderings here, and I'm going to throw them up in 1 second. All I need is 1 for the studio on the left, 2 for the studio on the right, or 3 if you just hate them. So... all right, in 3, 2, 1, I'm going to throw them up, and let's get your numbers.
I've never seen, I don't think, most of these before, so we'll see.
So I'm gonna throw some music in the background, and you guys just help us out here. Just
I think he's saying, why would we put it on the thing? Because we what we do behind the scenes, we put out in front of people. So that's what we do, man. If it's
we
not,
do have
if
quite
it's
a
not,
bit of new viewers here, not our regular crowd. We're holding on to quite a bit of them, so they might not be used to how we do things. But over here at Benzinga, we build with our audience. We need your help, and so that's
My
what
wife just
we're on at the end of the stream.
And my wife just goes, why would you ask viewers that? That's what it's about. That's what it's about. Talking to the viewers. The viewers are us. We're here for the viewers.
The show is for the viewers, so what they like better, of course, that's why we value their opinion.
Oh, now my wife says, now I get it. Now she apologizes. Okay, whatever. Anyway, so I'm just we're a family. We're doing this together. So if Phil, you don't like it, I'm sorry, man. Phil, yeah, I'm sorry, Phil. Well, where's Phil? I gotta look at his name. Phil Tazanian or something like that. So thanks. All right. So all right, that was one thing. Now we just do the last three questions.
Sure. Let's ask. All right. So this is grade 2. We've leveled up.
Jerome was asking where's his rendering video? My rendering video, guys. So
Oh,
I mean, Jerome.
so that's Jerome. That was for like the end card. I threw it up at the starting, and it'll be up at the end. I don't think he sent anything for the studio.
Yep, John Marshall. We're aware. Their thing is different. Yeah, they have good visuals. That's different than what we're talking about, though. So we keep going. Go ahead.
All right, Jason. How many colors are in the rainbow? 8, 7, 6, 5?
8?
There are 7
5
colors in the rainbow.
All right. I lost that one. All right.
I probably would have lost that one too. What is the main source of energy for the human body? Nitrogen, vitamin C, carbs, or water?
Read the question again.
What is the main source of energy for the human body? Nitrogen, vitamin C, carbohydrates, or water?
I wanted to say water, but people are saying carbs.
It's carbs. It's glucose.
Okay.
All right.
I'm doing terrible today.
This one
over 2.
just says, what is Europe? A state, planet, continent, or country?
Continent.
There we go. All right, 2 more questions. What force affects compasses? Gravity, tension, electric, or magnetic?
Let's see what the chat says. What grade is this?
Grade 2.
Wow. Magnetic.
Magnetic is correct. All right, last question. Which prime number is between 5 and 10? 6, 7,
You did that
8,
you did that
or 9?
yesterday.
Yeah, I think we got this question before. But
7. You did it yesterday.
7 is correct. All right.
All right, that's
That's
it.
the questions.
And so, Rohan, will you have Aaron set up an email address for the show? powerhour@benzinga.com.
Yep, I'll have him do that.
Blue Doves, I thought of the segment. Do you not like it, Blue Doves? If you don't like the segment, press 2. If you like the segment, press 1. Anyway, so I don't know, Blues. So yeah, we would need powerhour@benzinga.com because the amount of emails I'm seeing coming into my account, I can't do. And sorry for the long show today, guys. I think there was good content. I know we had a lot of new listeners into the show, so you don't know, but we'd like if you like and subscribe, follow us on YouTube, follow us on Instagram, share us. But we're here for we're a 21st century media company. Think of us like, Reuters for the 21st century, and, about 100 people trying to build here. If you think you can impact the outcome, then let Rohan know. Send an email to rohan@benzinga.com. I still think, Rohan, you delete the current podcast and upload the old ones, and that we don't have to do much thinking. You can just get it done. And the show is daily, Josh. We do it daily at 12:10 to 1. We also have morning show pre-market prep at 8 a.m., which is great. We have another show called the SPAC Attack, I think at 11 or 11:30 in the morning. And then at 3:45, the closing bell with Spencer Israel and Joel Elconin. The morning is Dennis Dick, Joel, and Spencer. So yeah, Frank M, it's hard. Sometimes people don't smash the like, but we'll get there. Let's just keep doing it. And then Rohan, yeah, he has a good chair. Smart man. He should have more chairs. Rohan should have more equipment. I gave Rohan an open book to spend as much money as he wanted. That chair he's using is one I bought on techbargains.com one day for like $70. He could have bought like whatever he wanted, but he didn't buy it. I don't know.
Selected chair, but I enjoy it,
what?
so I sit in it.
Yeah,
I was gonna say the chair was sitting here, but it's nice. So yeah.
Rohan,
I need a command center. That's gonna come with the
Rohan,
studio.
Show them like what it looks like.
The chair?
Can you move the camera?
Oh, what do you want me to show them? Like the setup?
I guess. Can you move the camera?
Yeah, sure. It's gonna get a bit shaky.
Oh yeah. If you want any show guests, email Aaron Bry, AARONBRY @benzinga.com, and then tweet to him. But yeah, we want to see your setup, dude. I guess he can't really do it.
Okay,
He's struggling.
okay, Aaron's gonna show us. All right.
There's a guy, Aaron.
That's like our
Aaron's
pile of gear, but this is over here what we're running.
I
If you wanted to know,
Aaron
like we do this.
Aaron Bry, do you want to pay him some money out of your paycheck? Okay, Aaron Bry is going to pay you some money, Rohan, okay? So that's
Aaron
cool.
Bry's gonna pay me some money for a raise.
Yep.
Aaron Bry